We're Rewild coming at you with some winter plant care tips, starting with light. We are officially no longer in the growing season, which means a lot of your plants are going to be entering a bit of a state of dormancy. As you probably just realized with the recent time change, we're experiencing less hours of sunlight per day than we would in the summer months. It's a good moment for you to reevaluate the light in your space. Most of your plants are probably going to be receiving a little bit less light than they otherwise would. It might be a good move to move your plant a little closer to the light source if you have that space available to you. Otherwise, don't worry about it too much and be extra forgiving with yourself during this time. The topic of light and water actually goes hand in hand. As we are moving into the fall and winter months, the photosynthesis process is slowing down in response to less hours of light per day, which means your plant is going to be taking up less water. It's more important now than ever to really be sticking your fingers in the soil, testing out the moisture level before you water. For most plants, the top 2 inches should be totally dry before you water your plant, especially during this time of year. Your plants are going to want to dry out a little bit more between waterings than they normally would. On the other hand, you do want to play scientist a little bit. The way that you are heating and cooling your house is changing. Perhaps you're turning on your radiator heat, which could translate into a little drier climate in your house, which might actually mean that you'll water just the same or even more frequently. So it really helps for you to use your powers of observation, feel the soil, observe what your plant's doing, watch for those signs of underwatering when your plant's getting a little droopy, for instance, and adjust your watering according to that. It's fall, so our skin is maybe starting to dry out a little bit. We need to moisturize a little bit more. It happens to the best of us. Our plants are experiencing that as well. So perhaps now would be a good time to invest in a humidifier. It's good for you, it's good for your skin too. It'll make you feel a little bit more like you're in a tropical oasis when it starts to snow outside, and your plants will like it too. If you're not trying to get too technical, you can make what's called a pebble tray, which is a simple saucer with rocks in it. You top that off with water, and then you place the plant on top of that. Those are some ways that you can supplement humidity for your plants when it starts to get drier outside. If you're cold, they're cold. So got to consider the temperature of your plants. The reason that houseplants do so well indoors is that there's a pretty consistent temperature year round, but that can be subject to change just a little bit. For instance, if you have quite drafty windows, you might want to do your best to pull your plants a little bit away from those windows so that they're not experiencing those rough cold temperatures. This can vary across all plants, but you don't want indoor temperatures to fall below 60-70 degrees Fahrenheit. Be extra forgiving with yourself during this time when you might be seeing some leaves dying. As the leaves are falling off the trees outside, might be happening to your plants inside. Be patient and roll with the changes.